A 600-acre AI data center could cost some Wisconsin residents their land. Across the U.S., communities are grappling with the rise of AI data centers. Tom Uttech has lived on his 52-acre property in Saukville, Wisconsin, for nearly 40 years. From outside Uttech's home art studio, the landscape is filled with rolling hills, topped with wildflowers that build to the highest point in the township, where rows of evergreens that Uttech says he planted by hand in 1988 have since grown into mature trees. "That kind of scares me because I didn't think I was that old," Uttech said of the trees that he's watched grow over the decades. The 83-year-old renowned landscape painter, whose work has been displayed at museums across the country, has spent hundreds of hours and years of work over the last few decades maintaining and curating his land into a sweeping prairie that has come to serve as the inspiration for his work and his livelihood. It's a lifetime of work that Uttech now says has come under threat after receiving a letter in the mail from his utility company informing him that a massive power line would need to be built through his property, undoing years of work and stripping away the muse for his art. "I couldn't believe it, and I still don't," Uttech told ABC News correspondent Elizabeth Schulze when asked what his initial reaction was to the news. "They'd be putting power lines that are 300 or something feet tall, taller than apparently the Statue of Liberty." Uttech later learned that the transmission line would be used to help power a massive $15 billion data center campus that's set to be built on over 500 football fields worth of farmland nearby in Port Washington as signature part of the Trump administration's $500 billion Stargate partnership with OpenAI and Oracle, which President Donald Trump hopes will help supercharge the artificial intelligence revolution. Uttech is facing what other residents in his town and others around the country are facing: more and more the risk of losing parts of his land to eminent domain, the government's legal authority to seize private property for public use, in support of the growing expansion of AI data centers as the demand to power them continues to grow. The threat, in some ways, is a physical manifestation of what many people like Uttech fear the artificial intelligence boom could mean for their work. Across the United States there are currently more than 3,000 data centers, and that number will soon grow by 1,200 more now under construction, according to Data Center Map, an industry service that tracks data center development. These facilities are so energy intensive, Ari Peskoe, who directs the Electricity Law Initiative at Harvard University, told ABC News. "A single sort of warehouse can use as much electricity as a large U.S. city. The amount of new infrastructure that has to be built to power that facility is unlike anything we've seen in generations." The Trump administration has pushed to rapidly build and deploy AI with urgency, arguing it will be vital to stay ahead of rivals like China and protect national security. "I'm going to help a lot through emergency declarations, because we have an emergency, we have to get this stuff built," Trump said at a White House event announcing the Stargate initiative last January. "So they have to produce a lot of electricity. And we'll make it possible for them to get this production done easily, at their own plants if they want." In nearby Port Washington, Mayor Ted Neitzke wants to make sure that investment is made right in his town, which he says is desperate for it. "It's exciting because it's going to transform our community, it's going to create a tax base and jobs in secondary and tertiary workforce and opportunities that we have not even envisioned, and it's going to lead us into a real renaissance," said Neitzke, who told ABC News the project would bring thousands of new jobs and much-needed tax revenue. "In a few years, when the financing and everything is all done and the deal solidifies, they will pay the overwhelming majority of property taxes for the citizens of the city of Port Washington," he said. A representative for the industry group Data Center Coalition, when asked about the Port Washington project, told ABC News that the industry is making multi-billion-dollar investments across the nation, including Wisconsin, to advance the digital economy, and in the process, provide significant benefits to local communities. These include creating hundreds of thousands of high-wage jobs, providing billions of dollars in economic investment, and generating significant local, state, and federal tax revenue that helps fund schools, transportation, public safety, tax relief for residents and small businesses, and other community priorities, the group said. On top of outcries from the community over growing eminent domain concerns, the project has ignited backlash from some residents who are fearful that, as has been the case in some other communities around the country, the data center's potential stress on the current electrical grid could lead to higher electric bills. Nationwide, electricity prices jumped 6.9% in 2025, more than double the inflation rate of 2.9% according to new analysis by Goldman Sachs economists, who said they expect data centers to boost electricity demand significantly, accounting for about 40% of total power demand growth over the next 5 years. In response, activists in Wisconsin, led by the community group Great